Hey everybody, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and I appreciate you guys taking some time to watch my video with me here today. We have had such a dramatic shift in the temperatures. We went from 100 to 70 to freezing to not freezing to 100 to tornadoes touching down here in Dallas. So bottom line is my pepper plants need to be harvested. Not all of them. I'm going to get most of the peppers today, but I figured I'd walk you around the garden. We'll grab some of the pepper plants. That way you know what I'm growing, what's on the plants, and then we'll give you a full bird's eye view of the complete harvest once we get back inside. All right. Let's go harvest some peppers. So it's almost winter time, and we're starting to get some cold weather. I've got a lot of peppers coming in, and I was already starting to pick them off. We've got a nice Bahamian goat pepper right here. Really nice. Got several more on the plant. You probably can see them through the foliage. I'm hoping that these guys ripen before the frost kicks in. We've got a 3-pack down there as well, and a few more. I think there's like 8 or 9. The tornadoes we had did a number on these, knocked a lot of premature peppers off. I was kind of sad about that. We do have a Brazilian ghost here ready to harvest. We'll pull that one off today. We've got other ones, but again, many of these were affected by the frost we had, and you can see the leaves don't look as good on the pepper plants. But my job today is to pick as many as I can off of these and salvage the ripe ones now. This Caribbean blend pepper is just absolutely loaded with pods, as you can see, and they go from this green to this yellow, just like this one is right here. And I'll pull this guy off for you, hopefully. There we go. Very similar to the Bahamian goat and the Brazilian ghost, but heat's not the same. And you can look down here, we still have some pods that had fallen off that we never got a chance to get ripe. The freeze out here is really taking its toll on my pepper plants. And like I said, we have a big freeze coming this weekend. So I'm gonna go back to the front real quick. I know I saw some chocolate Scotch bonnets coming in over here. Yeah, we got some nice chocolate Scotch bonnets coming on the plant right here, and several more, and there's literally probably 40 or 50 chocolate Scotch bonnets on this plant. And I'm gonna pull off all of the ripening ones today and salvage them before it's too late. And then also we have some 7-pot bubblegum large peppers here coming in. Not a lot on this plant because they keep falling off every single time we have a big windstorm. Matter of fact, we've got a recent casualty right here. So I'll go ahead and rinse him off and harvest him and hope that he turns color to add him to the harvest. Let me grab off all of the chocolate Scotch bonnets, and I'll show you a good look at them once I have them off and in a bowl. So here's the first pickings. I even grabbed some of the pods that are green that were just knocked down since yesterday's windstorm. They're probably not going to have much heat to them, but you never know. Now that we've got those harvested, I do have some more jalapenos to harvest, and I'm going to be pulling off not just the red ones or the ones that are starting to turn red and the ones that are more red, but any of the ones where the skin starts to have this wrinkling. I'm going to go ahead and pull those off as well, since technically they'll have the heat, they'll eat fine, and we only got about a week left at most, maybe a few days before the cold hits in and these plants die. Let me go and harvest the jalapenos and I'll bring you back. So believe it or not, we got about 20 jalapenos off that plant, and I'm pretty happy about that, or I guess off both those plants. Might be able to get a few more that are ripening before the freeze, but we'll take that. And like I was trying to say earlier, I really hope these 7 pots ripen, or at least somewhat ripen, or get closer to ripening before this weekend. Probably not, but we'll try. And then of course, lots of chocolate Scotch bonnets still growing on this plant. It's gonna be a shame though, because I'm gonna have to pick many of these peppers off before they're fully ripe and get whatever I can from them as far as heat and flavor. That being said, I'd rather pull them off while they still have a proper skin than have the frost hit them ruin their skin, and make them not desirable. Now we've grabbed all the peppers on this side of the yard. Let me go to my other side of the yard that has serranos and some other peppers that I can show you, and we'll grab a harvest off them as well. So on this side of the yard, we do have some orange habaneros coming in. I've got quite a bit of them at this premature phase, but we do have one harvestable right here, orange habanero. Again, there are several more growing on this plant. I think we have another one that's starting to turn down here, which I will grab right now for you guys. And I believe I see another one in here. So there's 3 more. And again, I'll comb back through the plant and grab the other ones. We also have a hot cayenne pepper plant, which I can see one ripe one peeking up through here, which I'll grab. We have a ghost pepper that I've got a couple on, but nothing else produced. Crazy. And then we have a Serrano pepper plant that is definitely in need of some harvesting. Lots and lots of serranos all over this plant. And then finally, we even have a golden cayenne pepper plant down there, and it's just getting its cayenne peppers on it right now. They haven't turned yet though, so I'm going to have to leave them alone and see if they can make it before the frost hits and see how many cayenne peppers we get off there. Anyway, let me go ahead and harvest the rest of these peppers that are harvestable, and I'll bring you back indoors with the count. So we had a ton of Serrano peppers. Now for Serrano peppers, I don't mind them being green, but I pulled off all the ones that were red, the ones that were starting to turn red, even if it was just a little piece towards the stem. But I don't mind Serrano peppers green at all. They're good either red or green, and they still have heat both ways. I did break one of the orange habanero branches. They're pretty brittle out there because of the cold temperatures right now. And I had to pull a couple of premature ones off. But I'm going to leave some of these peppers that are green on the counter and see if they get a little bit more ripening, like this orange habanero right here. See if they get a little more ripening over the next couple of days. I don't want to leave them on the counter too much, because if I do that, then I can risk the shell or the outside of the pod, the skin, becoming soft, and I don't like soft peppers. Let me pull them out of this bowl, line them up, we'll see what we got, and I have probably 5 times more peppers than this still on the plants, and as soon as I get information about which day the frost is hitting, I will probably pick them, or the rest of them, green or not, that day. Anyway, I'll bring it back in once we got the full harvest laid out. So here's today's take. We got 4 orange habaneros, one we had to take because he broke the branch. I'll go look at the best version of them. And again, this does have some more ripening to do, so we'll leave it on the counter. It should be good to go in the next couple of days. A nice handful of Serrano peppers. I left about this many still on the plants, but I figured I would grab some green ones, some turning ones, some red ones, just to give the plant a break. Maybe it'll expedite the ripening of the remaining pods. Only 2 little hot cayenne peppers, one a little worse for wear. So probably have to eat that one or dry it out tonight and make it into a powder. 1 golden cayenne. They turn red first, then it turns golden, but it was low to the ground, and I don't want any pests getting to this one, so I figured I'd pick it off. Plus, it'll continue ripening in the house. We had 1 Bahamian goat. Not too bad. We had 1 Brazilian ghost. Small, but what do you do? And actually, I hope the other ones ripen in time. I love the bottom of these ones like a bonnet. We had 1 Caribbean blend pepper. Ready for harvest at least. We only picked 1 7-pot bubblegum large right here that's going to finish ripening. It's absolutely a beautiful pepper. Those were below the plant. They've been knocked off. They're all still pretty sturdy as far as the pods. So I'll probably go ahead and cut these up and add them to a dish tonight. They'll have some heat. Obviously, they're not going to be the high Scoville units like this one will be when it's ripe, but they'll have some. Nice handful of jalapenos. All of these were either green or turning red. And again, I don't mind them being green like this because they still have good heat. This is what you see mostly in the restaurants. When they turn red, it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes they get hotter and sometimes they don't get any hotter. But I picked off the remaining jalapenos because those plants look like they're going to die. They're not planted in a raised bed. They're in a pot. And the pot will probably end up freezing on the first freeze and the plant will just die. And then lots of chocolate Scotch bonnets. The best one's probably this one right here. Many of these have been stunted because of the different change in temperature from hot to cold to hot. It's been kind of a whirlwind out here. And then with the tornadoes we had, we knocked a lot of the pods down. And I just went ahead and the broken branches were already ripening. So I figured I'd grab a lot of these starting to turn smaller pods in the house, let them finish ripening here. I know, kind of a meager little hot pepper harvest, but guess what? It's November and we're still grabbing peppers out of our garden. I'll take that. And we'll probably be grabbing more hot peppers in the next couple of days. I know it's been a while since I had made a video. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. Just wanted to give you a pepper harvest today. We'll be catching up the other video series as soon as possible. So thank you for watching. And as always, happy gardening. We have finished our honey mango habanero ghost pepper sauce. Time to bottle it up. Get this hot sauce glass full. Guess we better let it simmer down. It's still hot, that's why it's getting steamy in there. I'll let it cool to room temperature before I put it in the fridge. But I'm probably gonna have a little bit of extra, which means I will have something to dip in tonight. Let's go.